All right, we're watching OllieFeather, who's playing Winston on Havana. This is actually a quick play game. Um, According to OP, maybe this is silverish in range. And if I had to guess, I would assume that this is console. Havana payload. I'm on attack. I missed so many jumps. So many jumps. I know that's a massively important part of Winston, and you seriously can't mess them up, but that's a big issue here. If I can get any advice, that'd be great. Absolutely cared. Oh, by my supports again. Oh, and yeah, I jumped off the map in the first round. I don't even know how that's possible. You must have jumped off it later. um, I'm in silver, just got moved down from my gold placement, but TBH, that feels right for my current skill level. But these are quick play matches. I got burnt out of competitive a few days ago. Hope that's allowed. It is allowed. In general, I would say most people don't actually take a look at quick play matches. Neither do I. I mean, it's probably for me like the ratio is like 100 to 1 of like competitive quick play. I made an exception because this is gonna be a pretty quick video. Really, just any advice would be great. We did win both of these. I'm kind of posting this on a whim and had to look for the last game I played Winston on. I just played the Ilias one. I've been trying to practice my BAP. Unrelated. I'm pretty clueless about a lot of stuff that isn't obvious. Like, I know how to use this kit, excluding Primal. I messed that up a lot. But engagements, maps, counters, all that is totally lost on me when it comes to Winston. Any help? I feel like I'm messing up my Primals, to be fair. Starting point number one, I wouldn't even worry about Primal. I mean, should you get better at it? Yes. But, like, do you need to get better at Primal? Not necessarily. I mean, I think that in PCNA, you can get to at least Platinum and be terrible at Primals. Like, awful. Like, never get a kill with it. You just pop in, just kind of jump around and bump people around randomly. You probably get to Platinum if you did everything else well. Does that mean that Primal's on board? No, Primal's massively important. But, like, relatively speaking, it's easier to get better at everything else in his kit faster than it is to get better at Primal. So yeah, you'll eventually need to get good at Primal. It's always valuable to get good at Primal, but that's not your priority. In the same way that you're imagining like, oh, like I want to get better at playing basketball. What should I work on? A step back, fadeaway, or to dribble the ball. Well, I would say dribble the ball. It's not like having a great fadeaway isn't valuable. Of course it's valuable, but if you can't dribble the ball without like dribbling it off your foot and having it go out of bounds, like nothing else really matters. So as Winston, I'd focus on your basics. Like Primal is like a relatively advanced concept on a spectrum of like advancement. Let me actually frame it this way. Right? If we imagine this is the spectrum of Winston's skill, right? Where like this is, let's say 0 and this is 100. So this is like best Winston in the world. You're like here. And the part where Primal is going to matter is like here, if that makes sense. So you should focus on this skill development right there between here and here, which is mostly going to be like basic mechanics, game sense, positioning. And then you can worry more about like, hey, what does Primal matter? Because this is very far. And for perspective on ranks, like this would be bronze, right? This is probably, let's call it like plat maybe, right? And then you have, I don't know, diamond here, masters here, and then like maybe like GM over here. And then you have this massive gap, and then this is where you see like OWL players, like top 10 type players. So anyway, like you're just very far away from like needing to worry about Primal as you're gonna see. So let's start. There's also 66, which is also funny. That's one of the reasons why I did this as well. 66 is very nostalgic for me, as I spent most of my Overwatch career actually playing 6v6. It also occurred to me that I actually have an advantage playing 6v6 over other players who started in, let's say, Overwatch 2 or even late Overwatch 1, because they don't even know what it was like to play 6v6. While I still have a lot of game sense, like legacy game sense from that. Now, is it the same game? Absolutely not. But I do remember a lot about like the synergies, matchups, like how it feels, and that gives you a significant edge, or me a significant edge, in playing 6v6. I actually might play 6v6 just to see like how it goes, because I'm actually kind of interested. It is weirdly nostalgic to me. I think 5v5 is an objectively better mode, but it's still amusing. All right, so jump over here. Is this a great jump? No, but let's not worry about it because we're going to see other problems. Okay, so the Doomfist dives. This is actually a good call right now to go back, because this Doomfist is horribly out of position. So it's okay for Winston to kill tanks if the tank's out of position. I think this is actually totally fine to chase down the Doom right here. So we're zapping. We're very clearly out of range. Like, you're not even close. Like, you see how like this is your range right now. You're only like 60% of the distance to the Doom. This is something that comes with time and practice. Like, you're just not close to hitting him, and you don't want to waste ammo. So we're going to chase over him. He dies. Great. Okay. So this is your biggest problem number one that's immediately going to level up your gameplay. You need to remember to reload. You're at 35 out of 120 ammo. This happens repeatedly through this video where you forget to reload. Whenever you're downtime, reload. Okay, like it's funny because most players reload too much. You don't reload nearly enough. We're gonna be sitting with 35 ammo for a long time. Now you're gonna miss this jump. This is actually pretty close. This is actually close enough that if you understood how to swing your camera sideways to slightly increase your landing zone, it's a little hard to explain. You actually might have been able to land here, but regardless, you miss it. Again, there's not really much to coach here other than you're going to get better at this over time, right? You play a lot more Winston, you're going to learn how far you can jump and how far you can't jump, and you'll know whether or not you can make it. There's no coaching point here other than more practice. If I had to guess, you probably have played 10 hours or less of Winston. That is like baby infant level of experience. I don't think you're going to get anywhere close to being reasonably competent at Winston until like 50 hours, and you probably won't even be considered good, which I would consider probably, I don't know, like plat maybe, until for like 100 hours. Almost assuredly, you are so far away from that. And I'm not including like garbage time, like messing around in other like random modes. I mean like actual like competitive play, like grind out 100 competitive hours and you will be astonishingly better at Winston. Anyway, so you miss it, fine. So you're gonna zap the Mercy here. You understand, hey, look, the Mercy's out of position. Great, like go after her. This is the right call to go after her. I would have actually suggested you go to the right door because she's definitely not gonna escape from the left side, but that's fine. Number two, we noticed that you haven't reloaded, so you still have 10 ammo. So you can get up to the Mercy. You could just walk in there, by the way. The Mercy literally doesn't hurt you because she's beaming, so you can just walk up. You're totally free. You can just literally, like, I would literally just walk into her, like, touching her to make sure that she can't get away while zapping her. But you have no ammo. And right now, very awkwardly, you're like, wait, now you're reloading because you forgot to reload. But you're chasing the Mercy, which is good. Mercy's still out of position. Definitely not going to help. This is all good. You should use the melee to finish the kill because it's faster, but small note. Not the biggest deal, just noting. Kill the Mercy. What should you do right now? You should reload because you're missing 3/4 of your ammo. So reload. You need to reload. You forget to reload, instead you jump up top. So now we see again that you're running up and you have no ammo. Right? So we're going over here and you only have 20 ammo right now. So what should be a very easy kill is actually a lot harder because you just can't kill her. Like you see that if you had ammo, if you had literally like 15 more ammo, she just dies right now. You could also just melee her twice to kill her, but you should have had full ammo and you don't because you keep forgetting to reload. You zap her, you kill her, great, excellent. Sombra's attacking you. You could conceivably fight this, right? I mean, you have jump here, you have bubble, you could fight this. So you put the bubble down. There's a lot of mechanical things that have happened wrong here, but I think the good thing is you understood that you have messed up, you've gotten really low, and you're going to run away. I could explain to you how to win that fight. I think that is mechanically too complicated for you to do right now, so I won't. If you want to know, I have like a bazillion videos where you can see me consistently killing squishy targets in like all sorts of different situations. Like anybody, you could look at any Winston like guide / content out there from any high level player and you'll see it all the time. I would ping the I need healing button right now just because like sometimes the supports don't see you. It's okay. Note that you need to reload. You're still missing half your ammo. You are missing half your ammo. You still haven't reloaded. You really need to reload. Like you were doing literally nothing. Like reloading is free right now. You're going to be diving in, so you might as well dive in with full ammo. So you dive in, you clip this. Again, not so good, but you learn, right? You probably are not experienced in making that jump. You're probably not used to there being a lamppost there. It's probably moving, the game's moving too fast for you to like kind of see that lamppost before you jump. Like, I don't remember that lamppost there, but like if I was playing the game, I would have seen the lamppost and not collided with it. But again, not going to harp on it. You already know that you're doing it wrong. All right, so we're zapping. You're going after Mercy, which is great, right? Trying to zap her. You track her the other side, which is excellent. Now you put down the bubble. The thing is, you don't really need this bubble. You're only missing 70 health. And this is another habit you do a lot, is that you put down the bubble as soon as anybody taps you. This is not a good play, okay? For tanks, you really want to use defensive cooldowns when they're actually needed. It's a very important part of playing a tank. So for example, if you're playing like Orisa, if you take like 5 damage, you don't pop Fortify, right? Like who cares? It doesn't matter, right? Only when you're like, oh wow, I'm taking a lot of damage, now I'm going to pop Fortify. Same thing for like Sigma Flux, Winston Bubble, Diva Matrix. For like random chip damage, which this would qualify, you do not pop your cooldown. All right? It's okay just to eat it. Your supports are right next to you. They'll just heal you through it anyway. So you should still have bubble right now, and you should be at full ammo, because remember, you're just not free to reload. You really need to reload. Before you dive, reload, right? Get your ammo first. So now you dive in, and you're going to miss it. Again, you're not even particularly close, A, but you'll learn. B is, generally speaking, Winston's jump is a lot less of an arc than you imagine. It's actually mostly a straight line. So if I was here, my target point is not here. My target point is right there. all right? Or actually potentially even a little lower than that to get in. I don't want to target here. That's definitely going to clip it, and I'm not going to get in, right? But like somewhere between here and here is the right spot, and there's a significant amount of error. There's a pretty large error margin there. Like you're really going to get through the window pretty easily. Again, that comes with practice and experience. So ball's not the right call here. Not really your job to deal with him. I'd look up and be like, hey, what else is kind of going on? All right, you jump up top eventually. Unfortunately, there's nobody there. You could have already known that nobody was there if you were using your audio. You hadn't heard anybody move or shoot from that window in quite some time. You also saw your Genji go through. There was no reason for you to go up top anymore. I think that's a relatively high-level concept. It's probably like gold plus, but I think with multiple different context clues, you could have known that there was nobody in there. If you are not wearing a headset, this only really happens from console players in my experience, and not most of them. I think most of them still wear headsets. But if you're a console player and you're playing a situation where you're listening to audio off speakers, it will be way harder to play the game because you cannot use directional audio cues as well. All right, so you see the Ashe here? What do? Just go after. Like, you get jump in 1 second. Just jump right now and kill her instantly with the Genji. Because you're a tank. You're very tanky. She's already half health. Your Genji's right there. Just kill her instantly. Instead, you're kind of messing around here, which gives her the chance that she might live here. Is she going to live? She is not. But she could have lived, right? She could have lived if a support was around, right? If she managed to duel the Genji, if she got the cover, a lot of things can happen. You see opportunities, you jump on them, you kill them. You're going to learn a lot more by trying and failing than you are not trying at all. So jump more. Even if the jumps are bad, you will learn what jumps are bad and what jumps are good. Number one. Number two, in this situation, I see, hey, look, the ball's actually pretty low. You actually could have gone on them earlier. That's fine. So now look, hey, the Sigma's out of position. Like, this is like a 5v1 situation. Yeah, just walk into him, try to kill him. Do you need this bubble? This goes back to your job for the defense cooldowns is not to block all damage, okay? It is not good if you're using bubbles to try to block all the possible damage. Like, you don't need this at all. The Sigma is clearly running away from you. You have plenty of health. Your supports are right there. You are in zero dangers right now. There's no need to pop this bubble. You should just chase after him normally without using the bubble. All right, ball comes in. All right, so I don't have to worry about the ball. Yeah, we look over. You jump over. I think it would be a good idea to look first and try to figure out where enemies are, but again, if you don't have audio cues, it would have been very hard to tell exactly where she... I could tell right away, right here, I can tell exactly where the soldier is because of audio cues, right? I can tell that she is to my right, about 90 degrees. It's actually just tricky, it's a little less than that. Like about 60 degrees to my right, I can tell she's exactly there. So I would look to confirm, look there or high ground, because high ground can sound the same, even though it's in the same angle, if that makes sense, right? Like vertically, it can be hard to tell. So I confirm low ground, high ground, low ground, great. I jump over the top and I'm gonna land right here. Why? That's her only escape path, right? If she tries to go outside, she's gonna get pinned out here, even with the Mega, and she's gonna die. So her only escape path is try to go this way and slide up or this way. But again, that requires a lot of game sense. It'll come to you, but that's a no. So you do jump here, but too high, wrong spot, wrong timing. Ball doesn't matter. Like, there's really nothing you can do against him. Ball's just way too tanky for you to conceivably injure. All right, we're chilling. You should reload right now, and you should take high ground, right? Because the great thing is if you're already on high ground, you need to waste the jump there. So you could fight them, be like, oh, I'm in trouble. Then you use the jump to get away. But you should already be pre-positioned to stop them at the next choke, even as a dive tank. So you are in the wrong position because you don't need to be in the cart. You need to be up here already. See, now that you use your jump to get in, you can't use jump to get out. So now you play a lot more conservatively. This is like a reasonable bubble, but your right-click zap does not go through shields, number one. It goes through yours, but it doesn't go through enemy shields. That's number one. Number two, your right-click zap actually does way less damage than your left-click. I just realized on console, you're not going to know what I mean. Your secondary fire, the charge zap, does way less damage than holding down your primary fire, which is the AoE zapping. So whenever somebody's in range, you should never be charging. Never is a highly contextual, but 99% of the time, you should not be holding the secondary fire. If someone is in range, you just hold left click, primary fire. So you should be left clicking right now, not right clicking. All right. So you get gripped out, which is not necessary at all. You should reload. Why? Because you're going to dive in. You should reload before diving in. You don't want to jump in and not have any ammo, right? Like, don't show up to a gunfight with no bullets in your gun and then have to reload it in the middle of the gunfight. It's kind of like basic FPS type stuff. You don't need to pop a bubble here. He literally can't hurt you. He's using Flux right now. He literally can't hurt you. Like, he cannot attack you right now. There is no reason to pop the bubble. But you should be chasing him and killing him with your gun. You're going to chase him. You're going to miss the jump. You're going to zap him. Okay, so this is all fine. Yeah, keep chasing him. Get the kill. Go up to him, just melee him. That works. Great. So you should reload. You don't need, so doing jumps like this is actually quite hard to do, because there's a very, very low ceiling here. There is a way to get through this door with a jump. I think that is mechanically really far beyond your current skill level, and it's not typically that helpful. It is helpful in certain select scenarios, but for you, it's like gonna happen like 1 out of like 100 minutes maybe that it will be useful. So again, it's not really worth explaining. So I wouldn't even jump here. I would just walk through the doorway and save your jump for after. But you need to reload. Because now you notice that, hey, you see an enemy. If you had jump, you could go on this right away, but you don't because you wasted the jump going through the, trying to get to the doorway. A note here is you use your secondary fire, your charge, way too much. It's not saying that it's not useful. I just think it's distracting to new players. Winston originally actually released for 95% of Winston, the time that Winston's been out for an Overwatch, did not even have a charge zap. Like, they gave it to him relatively late in Overwatch history. You can play Winston perfectly fine without using the charge zap at all. I think that the charge zap is, like, it's almost like newbie bait, right? Where it's like, oh, I got this thing, I should be using it all the time. Yeah, optimally you should, but that's not really what's going to get you to win games. It's really the jump timing, positioning, holding left click, primary fire, and using your bubbles correctly. That is like the overwhelming majority of your contributions on Winston is just doing those things, right? Jumping to the right spot at the right time, using bubbles. If you do that, you can carry games easily up to platinum without any primal rage or charge zapping. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be training the charge zap, but I think it's distracting you when, if you're healthy and you have jump and you have bubble and you have good targets, you should be jumping onto them and using primary fire, not charging secondary fire. So right now, this is all bad. Okay? You don't want to be doing this. You want to be here on top of them, right? I would land here, zap the soldier, and I would not pop bubble. Soldier's going to go back to support and Mercy and Cassidy. We walk over here, then I pop bubble, and now I'm zapping 2-3 people. Right? And eventually they either back out of here because they're like, oh god, there's a Winston in front of me with a bubble, or they walk into the bubble. Great, I now back out the backside of the bubble, right? Use cover here, and then jump back to my team when I need to. Like, me alone, like as a Winston, I could literally kill or nearly kill all 3 of these heroes. Like, it seems crazy to you, probably. You're like, I don't even understand how that's possible. I'm telling you, it's actually very easy to do in this situation if you understood what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And it doesn't require mechanical skill. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, wow, I'm going to headshot them all. Like, it's Winston. I literally can't headshot them. Like, just literally just holding down left click and running at them would win this fight. But what you're doing right now, this charge zap, is no good. Now, we've made a mistake. Because you jumped in, but you don't have health, right? And you don't have bubble. So why are we doing this? You jump in when you're healthy and you have bubble, right? Really basic conditions for tanks. You push when you're healthy and you have your cooldowns. You don't have your cooldowns, you don't have healthy, or you don't have health, you don't push. Like, very basic tank 101. And of course you're going to die here, or you should have died there, but you get saved by grip. I would back up right now because you're still super low. But you get healed a whole bunch. Great, excellent. This is a good dive in, right? Trying to follow up on the pressure of your team. Good, you track the Sojourn. Excellent, Sojourn dies. Right? And we put bubble. I think this bubble's like okay. I wouldn't have done. I would have jumped to the tree personally, just get healed up by the tree, so that your supports don't need to heal you. Go here. You go down. All right, you're gonna pop ulti, which is actually, I think, a reasonable call. You mess up the jump here, that's fine. Again, I'm not gonna go over primal mechanics, but I think it's a good job juggling here. Honestly, like, I think that the juggling here is better than players typically would at your skill level, so like above average. And then we're gonna walk through, and I think you're gonna cap. Oh no, he has a Reaper. Reaper's obviously gonna die, like pretty much instantly. Yep. Again, got to aim a little higher there. That's why I mentioned where, like, you don't want to aim for the lip. You want to aim above the lip of the edge to make sure you get on top. Yep. So as a note, you keep forgetting to reload. Now you're on top of the Sojourn. She gets super low. So she is literally 1 health right now. 7, right? So, like, if you had more ammo, if you'd reloaded, she would die. You could just walk forward and melee her. You could just melee her right now. You really should use melee. Like, on Winston, meleeing is really important. So yeah, you definitely shouldn't be walking in right now. Again, when do we push? We push when we're healthy and we have cooldowns. Are you healthy? No. Don't push. You have 218 health? Don't push. Look at your health all the time. I know it's hard, but look at your health all the time and be like, how healthy am I? Not healthy? Don't push. Your screen also turns red, for the record, when you get low. And then you're gonna die here. This is silly. It's unnecessary death. It's not gonna make a big difference in this situation, but just a note. So, I'm out here. You obviously jump. You missed it. You clipped the top of the edge. It's the right timing for the jump, though. I think the jump itself was good. Just you messed up the mechanics. All right. So we're mostly just kind of sitting over here. I don't know if the jump away was necessary, but fine. So I would just reload right now and get ready for my next jump. Why would I do that? Because I know my bubble is coming up. So again, every single time my bubble is ready and I'm healthy and I have jump, I'm jumping in. Not literally every time, but like close enough at your level that I think that you should think of it that way, right? Every time you have bubble and you're healthy, right? And you have jump in. Because the zapping does virtually nothing. So who do we go after here? Well, why not the Cassidy? He's right here. I don't even need to go to it. Just walk into the Cassidy. He's already low. Like, you could just kill the Cassidy right now. If you just zap the Cassidy, he rolls backwards, I jump on top of him, melee, he dies instantly. Like, you could kill his Cassidy in less than a second if you wanted to. Go for the Sojourn, which thankfully nobody's looking at. As a note, again, you engage here with 30 ammo, 20 ammo. The Sojourn should have died here. If you had just reloaded earlier, she just dies instead of running here and doing a lot of damage to you. Finally get the kill, but then you die. This probably doesn't happen if you, A, don't jump out into the middle of nowhere with no bubble, B, if you actually had ammo and you kill the Sojourn earlier. You're going to jump out here. As a general rule, when you're jumping for distance, you want to jump 45 degrees. That's too high, like basic physics. So if you want to, I don't know why I drew this like a graph. If you want to get something to go far, right, you go, oh, I know I did it, because this is the angle, right? This is the correct angle to get distance. You're jumping like this, which is causing you to land much shorter when you're actually trying to get farther. Again, there's some times where you want to do the high jump. I would say most jumps, you want to minimize airtime, because being in air usually means you're not doing any damage and you can get shot. General rule, do not stand in the open, right? Stand near cover. I don't want to be playing here. I want to be playing here. It's much harder for them to shoot me because they have to step wide of the corner to try to shoot me if I'm playing close to the wall. All right, I'm going to sit here. Ball's doing his thing. Again, just ignore him. I think you're doing a reasonably good job ignoring the ball, which is good. I would just reload right now because you're clearly never going to kill this ball. Your job isn't to kill the ball. Your job is to kill everybody else on the team. So you should reload and then go. Now that you have a bubble, you have to wait. Just play slow, right? Just chill. Again, do we have cooldowns? Are we healthy? Well, are we healthy? Yes. Do we have cooldowns? No. We just use bubble. So if you jump in without a bubble, it means you can get melted really easily, right? If people are focusing you down, you can die really easily. You don't in this scenario, but in many scenarios you will. And I think as a general rule, save bubble for after you dive. Don't use it preemptively. You're using a lot of bubbles before you dive. Okay, so you need to reload. You also need to get health. Just chill. Just wait. It's okay. Sometimes, like, the right move is to do nothing. Just be patient. Just wait. Get healed. All right, Mercy goes for the res. Again, another bubble that is not necessary. All right, I know the bubble is, like, lowish, but I wouldn't even worry about him. But it's fine. See how hard it is to kill bubble? To kill ball? Like, it's very difficult to kill the ball. I wouldn't say that your team is carried by your supports either. Like, I'm not getting that vibe necessarily. I think your DPS are probably doing more. Just gut instinct based on kill feed. And that is going to be the end of the game. So, in summary, focus on easy things that are within your control that you can fix, like, next game. Reloading is, like, number one. Like, that's, like, the easiest thing to do. Just remember to reload. Number two, jump in whenever you are healthy and you have bubble. Then put down bubble after you land. Not immediately, because that's actually not the optimal timing, but pretty soon after you land, put down the bubble. That's literally worth, I don't know, 5 to 10 ranks for you right now. It's like that level of advice. Don't worry about Primal Rage, right? Don't worry about your missed jumps. Like, you will miss jumps. It'll take you a long time until you're, like, hitting, like, almost every single one. But, like, just those two things alone will already make a massive difference on your current level of gameplay. All right, I'm going to hold there. Hopefully this is helpful.